beautiful morning. Got her nice and warmed up here at her idling. There's my fertilizer that someone will bring over later with last bit of seed if we need it. Alright. As we leave my parents' house, there's west the creek. Nicely planted. Really like the seed bed there. It was planting really nice. And not too far for the next field. Alright, we're gonna start a field. Okay, I got my job started. Now I'm gonna add my variable rate map. Channel 1, VRC, rate. This one, no VRC. There, the red, if you can see that, it showed up red where we're at. This whole part of the field is one rate, and then the irrigate in the corners are, there's more variation over on the other side. So
all right, so Nathan's on the other side of the interstate, finishing up that field over there, and I'm going to start moving this pivot so that it will be easy to plant around. Highway so that Nathan can come in here and get these out rounds done. All right, here Nathan comes from the other field, pulling the long green train. Alright, he made it underneath there. This planter is not quite as tall as the Columbines, so that's nice.
Doing the out rounds along the interstate. Wave if you see me. Looks like someone either lost something off their load or crashed and left some stuff. My fertilizer truck is getting here. Greg is helping swing the pivot out of the way. We swung it away from the road and planted along the road first, and then we'll swing it back over there, and then it'll be out of the way for the rest of the time. this field's pretty dusty today. A lot of the corn we've been planting was into either double crop soybeans, stubble, or the cover crop after wheat. So into like wheat stubble, and it really hasn't been very dusty. This was soybeans, and it was actually a tilled field before that, and so there's not a whole lot of residue, making it pretty dusty. So we're kind of dusting the highway. There goes Greg. But when we were kids, it was like our dream to farm along highways where we could wave at everybody and people could see us. Now it's like, it's kind of cool, kind of fun, but also now it's like, I've made mistakes before, you know, in fields, and it's like, I don't want to make a mistake along the highway where everyone will see it. But that's alright. We'll enjoy it. And the little kid inside of me will enjoy it. So we plant corn on like our best ground essentially, and that's a lot of times the same ground that we do double crop soybeans on. It makes a real nice seed bed to put corn into, you know, the wheat straw and double crop soybeans. We really like that no-till rotation. But then even on our upland fields close to the feedlot, where we're growing more forages after the wheat, we still, I like to put that corn into the wheat stubble, because there's usually real good moisture in the spring. Even on a dry year like this, we have real good moisture we're going into, and that'll get that corn up and get it started, and then we'll hopefully catch some rains. And we can do it on the upland fields more, because, you know, even though, you know, probably 2 or 3 years out of 10 we will have a hard time growing dryland corn, especially on upland fields. But because we're close to the feedlot, we have the option to chop it, and it makes good silage, and so that's why we're willing to grow corn up in the hills. Other than that, the farther away fields, we do more milo. So it kind of depends. We still like milo. Obviously, we grow a lot of milo because it's just trustworthy and tough, especially on dry land. And we usually have a pretty good basis. It's pretty competitive with corn around here at the elevator. Usually a very similar price, and sometimes even better than corn. So in the end, we kind of split our acres. We usually have about the same amount of corn as milo, but then usually half our corn is going for silage, or around there. So it just kind of depends on a lot of things. And then I also like to, every year, we aim to get all of our corn in April, and because then you pretty well know you should be able to get it harvested before the soybeans are ready, which we won't start planting soybeans for another 3 weeks probably, and a lot of times, or a lot of our beans, we wait till June to plant. So, but I just like to get the corn done and out of the way, and there's probably some use in spreading out your planting a little, and then it's pollinating at different times during the hot summer, but we don't plant that much corn, and I just like to have it all in April. And all it takes is one big spring rain, and you're pushed back 2 weeks. The last couple of years we've planted some in May, just because we get rains and it gets muddy, and then you're planting it in the mud, and it's not as nice seeding conditions. Right now we have really nice planting conditions, even though we don't have much subsoil moisture. We have really nice moisture to plant into. So I think it's a good time to be planting. We're getting it all in, as long as, you know, I don't break down in these last 40 acres. So it's gone pretty well. Not many complaints about corn planting for 2022 so far. I'm kind of mad I haven't filled this front tank with fertilizer like all corn planting. And then I left the valve open and it filled up, and I didn't run it over, just to be clear, but then I had to drive from the little field over there to over here, and there was a bunch of bumps, and it bumped around and came out the lid and leaked all over the place. So you can see it's kind of dirty. So I'm annoyed by that, but whatever. Once we're done, we'll wash it off one way or another. So some of these pivot tracks, that one's not too bad. Some of the pivot tracks are a little deeper than I thought they were. But when I spray fields, I don't feel pivot tracks too much, and then in the planter they're a little rougher. And so we have a little disc to disc them in, to fill them in. But we didn't run it this year because I didn't think any of them were too bad. But there's been a couple spots where I thought, probably should have filled those in. So this whole field has like angled boundaries, so it's a really good field to have the auto row shut off. So I'll show you as it works. As we get to the end of the field, you'll watch it here shut off from left to right. There it goes. And then I gotta turn right away. Okay, I'm getting low on fertilizer. Got one more fill, so I'm gonna run all that in here, and I have about 25 to 30 acres left to go. So we should be get her done. Well, look who the wind blew in. I'm gonna get some riders for the last few acres of corn planting. We'll see if she lets me put her in the vlog. It's my wife Riley and our daughter Henley. This will actually be Henley's, well, she's rode in the planter before as like a 2-month-old. Or well, no, she'd have been like 3 or 4 months, whatever. So this is an official shout out to Uncle Mitch and Uncle Mark and Grandma Shay and everyone, all of Riley's family members that watch our vlogs. So, you know us, a good smile. That's it. All for corn planting 2022. We will got a couple things to touch up on the planter, and we'll have lots of spraying coming up, and soybeans and milo, all the rest of our planting will be coming fast. Well, I'm done at 4:57 12 p.m. on a Friday. I might as well be a banker. What am I gonna do with the rest of the windy day? Riley went to get some pizza, so I guess we're gonna have a pizza party for finishing corn planting. That works with me. There is some wrapping up. I gotta get this fertilizer trailer back to Mom and Dad's, and the planter, of course, and get the seed in the shed, the extra bags. So, but I started at, I think it was around 8 a.m. Got her all done, so that's what I was hoping. Thanks everyone for following along. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can keep checking out this field as it grows and as we irrigate it, as well as, you know, all the other crops and stuff going on our farm. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.